Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Zion. I am a dog breeder here in Dallas, Texas, where I breed Maltese, Maltipoos, and toy poodles. And we are here to strive to educate you, the viewer, on everything fur babies, from puppies to adulthood. Now, this is not a planned video, but I just decided that, you know what the heck, let me just go ahead and create one. I was trying to set you up in the car, but my tripod broke. Like literally, it broke. So I'm holding my phone right now, but you saw the title of this video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how to know when your bitch is in heat, what to do to prepare them for I guess, you know, basically getting them pregnant and getting there later on the ground. So some things that you should know is I'll try not to be sciencey because I love to geek out about this stuff, but I'll try my best not to be. So what I'm actually going to do right now is I'm taking Zeze, she is my red toy poodle, Zeze, to the vet. I'm getting her brucellosis test done. Brucellosis, you all know, it's like an STD for dogs, and so I'm getting that done because I'm going to be using an outside stud on her, and so I want to make sure that she is clear for brucellosis, as well as you should also make sure that the stud that you're using is clear for brucellosis as well, and that is if you're doing a natural tie. If you're doing an AI, that's a little bit safer. You don't really need to get the test done if you're doing an AI, but that's besides the point. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of what this video is about, right? So some things that you ought to know about your bitch's cycle, and I do say bitches because that's what the term that we dog breeders use for female dogs, right? Intact female dogs, basically. So basically your female dog has four stages to their reproductive cycle. There is anestrus, there is proestrus, there is estrus, and then there is diestrus. The main two that you actually need to know about whenever they go into heat is proestrus and estrus. So those are the two main cycles that starts whenever they are going into heat. Now the first cycle is called proestrus, and that is the cycle that starts their heat. That's when they actually start going into season, and that's another terminology that you may hear, going into season. That means that they're going into heat. So proestrus is the cycle or the stage that starts their heat cycle. And there are some hormones that are taken into consideration during this stage. There is the ever so famous progesterone, and there is also estrogen. Right? Those are the two main hormones that are taking place during proestrus. Proestrus usually starts around 150 days up to 210 days, I would say, give or take, and that usually depends on if you had bred your female before or if she wasn't bred before. So that's the time range between that. Usually most bitches, they come into heat around 6 months. In the case of Zeze here, she actually came into heat, her second heat, around the same 6 months on the dot. So make sure that you're using your calculator, and not your calculator, your calendar. I'm sorry, make sure that you're using your calendar and marking down these dates because they're very important, especially if you're a breeder. I'm sorry for the background noise. I'm not really sure if you're hearing that. Basically, I have my door open because it's very hot here, and so I don't want her to overheat, nor do I want myself to overheat here. All right, so back to proestrus. So what happens during proestrus? We're talking about the two main hormones, progesterone and estrogen. Progesterone, well, during proestrus, basically what happens is that the follicles containing the eggs are formed on the ovaries, and during this stage, basically estrogen is responsible for her behavior, so to speak. Estrogen is responsible for her behavior. So during this time, you will see her basically flagging. She is also, look at my neighbor in the back there. She is also humping other dogs, humping female dogs even, not only the male dogs, but humping female dogs as well. So, you know, these are some physical changes that you may see in her. Proestrus usually lasts for typically 9 days, but on average it may last anywhere between 9 to 17 days. Let me see what else I could say about proestrus. Usually, yeah, that's the stage that you should get ready your female, basically. That's the stage that you should make sure that you already have a stud dog in place. If you're using one of your own studs, make sure that he's ready, up to par, he is ready to do his business. If you're using an outside stud, make sure that you're contacting your outside stud's owner to, you know, let them know that, hey, your bitch is in heat, basically, and you're getting her ready, so to speak. Let's talk about estrus. Estrus is actually the breeding period. That's the period that she's going to be ready to breed. And during estrus, what usually happens is there is the third hormone that takes place during this time, and it's called luteinizing hormone. And luteinizing hormone will peak during this session. And what happens when luteinizing hormone peaks is that the eggs ovulation takes place, basically 48 hours after the luteinizing hormone peaks. That is when the ovulation takes place. And during estrus, you will have the maturation and also ovulation of her eggs. And this is a quick period because it only lasts 48 hours. You need to, after ovulation usually lasts for 48 hours. Basically, that's when the eggs are she is so cute. She's so cute. The eggs are ovulating, so to speak. And that's when you should get her ready, get her the stud ready, you know, on standby, ready to do his business. What happens? Let's just talk about the physical signs of heat. What should you take into consideration, or how would you know that your bitch is in heat, basically? During this time, you will see that she is showing a lot of interest in male dogs. If you have studs around the house as well, you'll see them basically whining a lot, following behind her a lot, licking her vulva a lot. You'll see her vulva swelling as well. Vulva basically is the outer section of her vagina. That's going to be swollen. You'll see drops of blood around your place. So if you have carpet floors, basically, I'm sorry for you, but make sure that you have a section for her, so to speak, so that she doesn't damage your upholstery and your carpet. So you may see drops of blood around the place. Her vulva will be swollen, and you will also see her humping or flagging. And flagging, what that means is basically she'll be standing so assertively, meaning that she is ready to be bred. She'll have, if a male comes around, she's just standing there, basically putting her butt into the male's face. Her tail would be either up to the top, cocked to the top, or to the side, meaning that she is ready to be bred, basically. Let's talk about some things that you should prepare your doggy whenever she is in season. So one of the things that you need to do is, if you haven't yet scheduled your vet appointment, make sure that you have your brucellosis test done, especially if you're using an outside stud. Also schedule any progesterone testing with your vet along that time, or during that time as well, so that you have her progesterone, so that you have her levels taken, just so that you know whenever time she is ready to be bred. Usually whenever progesterone spikes to around 15, 20, even up to 40 nanograms per milliliter, that is when you know that she is actually ready. That's when you should have your stud right there and then to breed with her. What else should you do during this time? Whenever time your bitch is in heat, ensure that you're increasing her food. Make sure that you're increasing her food up to 130% more of what you've been feeding her before. Feed her much more, because that will help to help her body get ready, and that could actually also help her to produce more eggs as well. Make sure that you're giving her vitamins and her minerals. Vitamin B9, which is folic acid, is very important around this time. This actually helps to produce very healthy fetuses. So make sure that you're giving her folic acid or vitamin B9 along with her other vitamins and minerals. What else should I make mention here? If you notice that her rabies shot is expiring, ensure that up to 4 months during the expiration of her rabies, ensure that you are giving her rabies boosters at least 3 weeks before she goes into heat, so that doesn't bother her cycle and her eggs at that time. So try not to give her any rabies shot whenever she experiences her cycle. No shots whatsoever, by the way, no shots whatsoever. If you have her on flea and tick prevention or medication, ensure that you stop those completely. No flea and tick medication whatsoever during this time. No medication, no antibiotics whatsoever during this time, because that will mess with her eggs and also her fetus if she is bred. What else should I? Probiotics. Ensure that you include probiotics as well in her diet, because that will give her good gut health, and that will also increase her immune support during that time. What else? Let me see if I can remember anything else. That ensure that you have everything that you need. Well, right now is not usually the right time, but I will film the whole stage during her pregnancy, whelping her litter, preparing her litter, preparing the babies, so on and so forth. So I'll be filming and taking a record of everything. Just consider this as an episode, a vlogging episode, where we will have Zeze preparing for Zeze's litter, basically. I will be taking her to the vet right now to get her brucellosis exam done. Hopefully she is all clear of that, and if I remember anything while I'm there, I will come back on and I will talk to you guys some more, okay? So see you guys in a little bit. Hey Zeze. Okay guys, Zeze and I, we just got to the vet. So we are gonna be heading inside. I'm not really sure if I'll be able to record inside. What do you think, Zeze? What do you think? Do you think we'll be able to record inside? I'm not really sure if we'll be able to record inside, but here we are. I like the building. It's like an old building. So we're gonna head inside and see what it is. Right, Zeze? He says right. See you guys in a little bit.
I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined, cause I feel I got the blessing. Persistence and obsession, that's how you keep progressing. I already learned that lesson, yeah. I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again. No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety's no friend to me. I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the cast. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear.
If they have a big breeding area, then and there's too many of them that get it, or they'll cull all of them because it's so contagious, and most of the puppies don't live, and it's very contagious to humans too. So people that are helping to birth the babies and all the embryonic fluid and everything can get on them, get on the cuts on their hands and everything, and contaminate a human. Okay.
How did they get it in the first place? Is it like an STD?
It's a sexually transmitted disease.
Okay.
Yeah. It's rare that puppies actually live through it. Okay. I have one who lived. We didn't know she had it. And she has lived to be 10 now, which is an amazing feat. But she's on chronic medications for it. We practice safe drawing blood, and anytime we touch urine or anything, we protect ourselves so that she doesn't give it to anyone. But she's had a really good life. But they basically die from it. It also can settle in their spine and create infections in their spine and create a lot of pain. So with my particular kid, we didn't know she had it. She ended up with a spinal infection when she was about 2. And they found it by culturing her fluid from her spinal cord. And it wasn't something we were expecting because,
right.
know, but she was a little stray kid, so who knows?
So is it curable or not?
It never goes away.
So just have it.
The infection, you can get the infection under control with heavy duty medications, but a lot of times there's different protocols out there, but most times they're on long-term medications.
Gotcha.
And they just stay on that, and you protect them against other diseases. And sometimes it affects their immune systems and makes them weaker, so more prone to infection. But it's never goes away, and it's always there, and they can have relapses.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
I had a question, but I forgot it.
I forgot it
while you were explaining.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to her really quick.
Sure.
And if you're reading too online, there's no protocol that's for everybody. Everybody kind of makes it up. The neurologists are making up, and everybody's trying to figure out what works.
Mm-hmm.
But you just pick a protocol and stay with it.
Right.
Yeah.
So is that the reason why AI is basically known to be like a safer way to?
I think if both dogs are screened, and most of your breeding people will screen everybody, then you're fine to have them do it naturally. But they have to be screened. So.
And that's like for every single time you're preparing to breed a female?
I think that if they are cleared of the infection and for sure that the male, and they have proof that the male was negative too, then I don't know that you have to test every single time.
Okay.
Different breeders may have different requirements, but I would think once you clear somebody, you should be able to be clear.
Right. Gotcha.
I would believe so.
Oh yes, I remember the question now.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry. I've seen some rapid tests online. Like, do you think that those work or?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, and that would be where your reproduction specialists, they may use those more readily than we do and feel a good comfort level to them. We just don't carry them and use them, so we use the IFA test from the lab.
Gotcha. Okay.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. Damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great. I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date.
The interesting thing is that humans can also get it, because livestock get it, like cattle, sheep, goats. There's humans who can get contaminated with it by eating non-processed cheeses and milks and things like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I do research it and stuff and see if new things have come out. And there was a story of a man in South America who they finally narrowed it down to he had eaten uncured goat's milk.
Oh wow.
And he got it. It happens, right?
You got it all on tap. I'm loving your vibe, always have your back.
She sounds nice.
Alright guys, so we just got back. Zeze did well. Yes, she did well. Her test is going to be sent off. It's going to be taking 3 days for us to get it back. Just picked up some food as well. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. The doctor actually gave some helpful information about brucellosis, so I'm sharing that with you guys as well, and I hope you guys enjoy that little information tidbit as to brucellosis and what that is, so on and so forth. But she did well, and we are gonna head in right now. We're gonna be watching a movie and eat. So see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys for tuning in. As I said before, we are going to be taking you guys on a journey of getting Zeze pregnant and letting her have puppies, and also explaining some information along the way, dropping some golden nuggets for you guys. So thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned and go ahead and check this next video out here right now.